Hearing about AI being implemented into games and new ways companies will moderate players has been very creepy for a lot of people. It is a lot to digest, but it seems companies will continue to push people's comfortability boundaries because now the ESRB has proposed using facial recognition to verify gamers' ages. I have a few things to show off, but before we get into the topic, if you enjoy the content that I create, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Follow me on social media so you can see when my content is posted, and of course, if you do really enjoy the videos and the live streams that I create, please consider becoming a Dark Titan via Patreon or a supporter via YouTube memberships. So starting off with this GameSpot article, it says the Entertainment Software Rating Board has asked the FTC for approval to use facial scanning technology to help determine how old a user is. Using something called privacy protective facial estimation, a person's age would be estimated based on live scan to verify they are old enough to pass an age gate, though it would not determine who the specific person is. Now, this obviously comes as a shock to a lot of people, but unfortunately it does not to me and a lot of people who are in the gaming space, because this is not really a new idea by any means, because this has already been implemented in places like China, where your internet usage is monitored. Children and adults have to, sign in and sign out of their games, but if they go over a limit, they could be fined for it. Keep in mind, back in 2021, Tencent rolled out very similar facial recognition as part of a midnight curfew initiative. It says China's Midnight Patrol cracks down on young gamers. The Midnight Patrol technology will stop tricks circumventing the government curfew introduced in 2019 with a cap on what young gamers could spend on in-game transactions. So yes, it has gone from in-game transactions to amount of time played to internet usage, all of these absolutely crazy things, but that is from Tencent. And of course, if you do not know, a lot of very large gaming companies work with Tencent. Funny or depressing enough, according to the ESRB letter submitted to the FTC, the ESRB will partner with Yoti, a digital industry firm, and Super Awesome, an Epic Games subsidiary. And of course, Tencent now owns 40% of Epic Games, so everything's slowly but surely kind of lining up here. It says one major concern this may have is storing photos, particularly those of minors, but according to the filing, images are immediately permanently deleted and not used by Yoti for training purposes. The ESRB confirmed this with GameSpot as well, and additionally, the scans are meant to be done by the parent or guardians rather than the minor who was presented with an age gate. Attempting to sign up for a service using this tool will result a message asking for the parent or guardian consent. Now, this sounds crazy, but they're saying that according to the filing, images are immediately and permanently deleted until someone intercepts them. It's like how now Microsoft will allow players to clip voice chats to report. They're saying they're only stored for a certain amount of time and players can't access them, but we know that people will find a way to intercept this and ultimately abuse it. When you have players taking scans, taking clips, there is going to be in some way, shape, or form somebody who is going to find a way to utilize this for themselves or potentially even take the information for themselves. This will make things more difficult for parents, no? Because parents can certainly give children permission to play an M-rated game, but now the parents need to go and log in so the child can play instead of just saying, yeah, you can play it, and that be that. It's a total inconvenience. Look, to even buy games, you have to have a credit card, so most parents will know that a game game was bought with their card, or they were the ones who paid for it, meaning they've already given them permission, why would you need to log in with facial recognition? If I've already bought it, hello, it's already done. If they have access to it, that should be the end of the story. And most of the free-to-play games like Fortnite, which is Epic, and Overwatch aren't even rated M. So what would they be scanning for when it comes to people playing teen games? They, of course, know that people are going to be pretty upset with this and maybe even a bit scared of this, so they are trying to clear things up, and they're trying to, give people a little bit more confidence in this, because they say, first and foremost, this application is not to authorize the use of this technology with children, full stop, nor does this software take and store selfies of users or attempt to confirm the identity. Furthermore, this application makes no mention of using age estimation to prevent children from purchasing or downloading the rated titles, nor do we intend for it to be recommended in that way. Then why are you even creating it? Then what is this for? They're saying it's not intended for the very use that it's intended for. So what is the intention other than recording people who are logging in? Could it ever have? This does truly seem like a step to normalize facial recognition. You have phones that every 10 seconds take pictures of you, store them, and it helps the camera recognize your face to unlock your phone. And this is just the next step in the video game sphere. And like I mentioned, things like this have already been implemented in other places. Like I mentioned, China has the Midnight Patrol, but we also had this back in 2021. China has barred online gamers under the age of 18 from playing on weekdays and limited their play to just 3 hours most weekends, marking a significant escalation of restrictions on the country's massive gaming industry. Now, I'm not trying to get everyone scared here and say one day you're not going to be able to play all the video games you want. You're only going to have 3 hours of play a day, right? Because the United States and China are two vastly different places. But at the same time, they implemented these things into games in the gaming industry years ago. So who knows if they are going to, in the US, continue to very carefully move their way up this totem pole, follow in these steps. Again, they're trying to get people comfortable with facial recognition software, and I know I am not comfortable with this. I know a lot of you are not going to be comfortable with this, and of course they are using the excuse that it is like to protect the children, that they're doing it to verify your age, and they're pointing out that, it really does come down to kids here, because they're saying that, they're doing it in order to verify the ages of younger gamers, how old a user is. I clearly am above an age that I can play any of these games that I want, so I should not be forced to scan my face. But, this might become a widespread practice in the industry, widespread technology that companies are going to start pushing. Clearly, there is a data set they keep from this, and even if it's true that the pictures are never saved or people don't intercept them, they have data based on the estimated ages of everyone sitting down and playing, and yes, that's a number, but a number they're collecting they didn't have before. All they had previously was how many people were buying the game. Now they'll have a system where they know 50% for certain who sit down to play Fortnite that have to log in are kids. Plus, as I mentioned, this is in partnership with an Epic Games subsidiary. Is this, only required for M-rated games? We don't know. They're not telling us. And again, to get most M games, you'd have to buy them, and you need a credit card or permission from your parents to do so anyway, which brings us to the conversation of just let parents be parents. When it comes down to it, it's the responsibility of parents to police their own children, not corporations. They are just using this as an excuse to implement facial recognition software in society to get people used to this software, and it is very scary for a lot of people. It is very intimidating for a lot of people, and this has led to major discourse on social media. As you can see, Dexerto put up this post saying ESRB plans to use facial recognition for age verification, and people are very upset in this thread, clearly. Chuck Gaffney said the ESRB has been a joke since boomers got their panties in a bundle overnight trap. Parents just need to be parents. People are joking, saying this would have ruined my childhood, and hey, it would have also ruined my childhood because I did play a lot of M-rated games when I was younger, but that's because my parents bought them for me, and I had permission from my parents. That should be it at the end of the day, is what do your parents allow you to do? It says this will fail. There's zero chance it's actually going to get implemented, right? Seriously, though, I don't want you scanning my child's face. A bit of an overstep, I'd say. Nobody should be forced to scan their face regardless of their age. We don't know when or if this is going to get implemented, but it does seem like they are pretty interested and ultimately pretty eager to start implementing this and using this and collecting data. If there are any updates, I will cover them in another video, but for now, that's all that I really had to discuss. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this and of course found it important and informative, please make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.